Hello, it's Lawai Jockey here, and welcome to Chocobo Stallion. I'm going to push the start button so we don't get back into that screen again. Unfortunately, it'll go back to that video that we just saw. Like I said, welcome to Chocobo Stallion. I'm Lawai Jockey, and yeah, this is going to be kind of like a Let's Play, I guess. This is not the initial one I wanted to do, but the player's guide that I'm looking for has not arrived yet. So I thought I'd start with this one. This is one I do want to play. Actually, I love this music. I just wish this was the music for the starting of the farm. I'll explain that in a bit. So what is, excuse me, what is Chocobo Stallion? Now, it's basically Derby Stallion and Final Fantasy Chocobos. And if you know about Final Fantasy, then you know all about the Chocobos. If not, then, yeah, Final Fantasy, around Final Fantasy 7 it was, and Final Fantasy 8, they introduced these kind of big bird-like, ostrich-like, well, birds, that race, called Chocobos. And this game came out around 1999, so it is around the Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8 time. And that kind of gets featured in this game, especially where the Chocobos come from, which I will eventually talk about. Now, like I said, came out in 1999. They had this game along with a couple of other games. In fact, you can get a special series. It's a 3-disc series. Out in Japan, Japanese, obviously. I think one of those games did come out in English, and I think it was like the Mario Kart style one for Chocobo. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, you can find that in English out there. But this game wasn't released in English. Now, this game is kind of like Derby Stallion, and I haven't featured Derby Stallion on my channel. It is something I would like to do in the future. Derby Stallion is a franchise that is still popular to this day. In fact, the most recent Derby Stallion came out for the Switch a few years back. So, yeah. If you know about Derby Stallion, this is pretty much Derby Stallion in a Chocobo style. So it is a... basically, it is a management game. I wouldn't say horse management, so I classify this as an IDK, as an I don't know. but we're going to get started right away. So the first thing we want to do, and the idea, the goal of this is to raise Chocobo and to win races and to expand your farm, which is kind of cool. So if you're into that kind of style of game where you run sort of a farm or you like sort of a management, then you might like this one. So, all right, so let's begin. So first thing we need to do is we need to pick a name for our ranch. Now, this particular game does have a lot of English in it, but unfortunately, it won't let you select an English name for the ranch, which is kind of, yeah, it's okay. I mean, we've got katakana and hiragana. We're allowed up to 8 characters, it looks like. So let's call ourselves Jockey, right? So let me find all that first. So I believe that is, we do that first, and then, oh yeah, I forgot, for this one, it's the square button to add the, to add that extra to it. And then we need this down in here, the small one. And then we need another small one, this one. And we need the key for Jockey, which is right here. So this, by the way, is the katakana. Hiragana is at the top. And I will hit end, and yes, I think she likes it. If you do create a name that they feel is inappropriate, she'll let you know. And yeah, I forgot her name. She's the nurse that helps your Chocobo, and she'll also be telling you a lot of stuff, so about the game, etc. Now, speaking of which, I'm playing this game on real hardware, on a PSONE. I do have the pizza box version of PS1, and I might play it on that later on. At the moment, though, I'm going to play it on the same one that I used for the Disc Derby series that I did a while back. Also, too, I have the player's guide, and I will be using original memory card controller. I think it's a PS2 controller, but it'll work on a PS1. And I've got this as well. I'll just show it here on a picture. This is the Pocket Station. The Pocket Station is, I won't explain it too much, but it was the precursor to the PSP. It has little mini games in it, various games, mostly Japanese. I think one English game, and it was a Final Fantasy one, supported the Pocket Station. It is a memory card itself. I don't use it as a memory card, although you can use it. It only has the 15 blocks. But you can put the mini game that comes with the game that you're playing, and you can do various things with it. And this game does support the Pocket Station in a couple of ways, and I'll talk about that in a separate episode. But yeah, I'll be using that and showing you how that works. So let's get back to creating our ranch. Everything is good. She's happy with the name, it looks like. Jockey Ranch is now in session. And so you're going to get these messages every week, every month. This is just a message about a special race. By the way, this is the female jungle something race, a G3. I'm not sure. She says that's happening this month. We probably going to be betting on that race. But not in this episode. I won't show you any of the betting. That'll be in the next episode. So yes, this one does G1s, G2s, G3s, just like the JRA, the Japanese Racing Association. They actually call this one the CRA, the Chocobo Racing Association. But yeah, we're going to get that info. Also, it is the 4th month, the 4th week. And that means that this is the opportunity where you can buy other Chocobo females, or Chocobo broodmares, I guess, for lack of a better term, or feathers. They call them feathers in this. So let's just take a look at it, because we can't afford it. We don't have enough money. So we're going to take a quick look at that. So these are some of the Chocobo mares you can purchase. See, they're quite expensive. The little triangle is their color, and the number is their age, and then of course we have the price. You can read that in English. Let's just select this nice red one right here. So, and just to let you know, it is slow. I find these menu items, even with an emulator. I'm not using an emulator. I'm using the original hardware, but with an emulator, it is actually so slow as well. I won't explain this message too much. does tell you Chocobo name, the breeding area, that's where the Chocobo comes from. And the sire, that is her dad. A lot of them, you don't know the rest of their pedigree. You just know who their dad is. And that generally is the breeding line that starts with. I need to do a video on how breeding works in general when it comes to horse races and stuff. But yeah, I'll do that in a future video. And we are going to show you, or I will show you, some breeding stuff in a second. But I just want to show you this. Record, 8 races, 0 wins. Expensive. We're not going to be purchasing her. So let's close out of that. And let's see. Yeah, I want to get to the farm. Okay. So now we have this menu here, which we will take a look at in a minute. But we're not going to be doing that. I want to go specifically to our broodmare that they give us in this game. And as you can see here, we have a blue one. I can't read her name at the moment. I will probably put that up on the screen, and in the next episode, I'll talk about her. She will help us create Chocobo for the next little bit. There's going to be a few ways we can get Chocobo, and I'll talk about that too. Now, her breeding area, where does she come from? Well, she comes from an area called Wind Hill. I think that's what it is, or Wind Hill. Wind Hill or Wind Hill, I'm not sure. Now, that area is in the central region of the Final Fantasy world, called the, let's see here, it's called Chuo Shokuko. I think that's how you say it. I know it's Zhongyang in Chinese. But the area that she's from, landscapes with warm climate, majority of chocobos from this origin line haul from Wind Hill, which is where she's from, and other notable locations. And there's a few of them. But her location is a perfect countryside town amid tranquil nature. So yeah. So there we have it. Her sire, you can see her sire up there as well. I don't know if we can see her pedigree. Yeah, that's her sire line, the thing at the top. And I'll probably put it up on screen, what that is. So what are we going to do? Well, we need to make chocobos to race. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. So we have this thing come up here. And there are 3 options that they give you. The first one here is the breeding. Second one is to sell. And the third one is to set her free. Now, I'm probably not going to set too many chocobo free. Unless I have lots of money. Yeah, because you want to sell chocobos so you can make money. It's a good way, even at the beginning, to make money, according to the player's guide. But we're going to actually breed her. And we have 3 options there. We can have her do the selection here, which I'll show you. This is the breed, one of them. We can put her into the pocket station that I was telling you about and take her with me out into the real world and have another pocket station close by that has a male chocobo and breed that way. It's called coupling. I don't think I'll show you that, though, in pocket station because I don't have another pocket station, nor do I know anyone who plays this game who has one that I can show you that example. But I will show you what else you can do with the pocket station. That'll be in a future episode. But we are going to have her breed. And now we are given a list of male chocobos that we can have her breed with. And this list is quite long. There's quite a number of them, as you can see. And the one we're going to have her breed with, if I can find it, is... Where is it? It is not that one. It is Valentine Gift. That's who we want. We can find... Where is Valentine Gift? Yeah, here he is. This is Valentine Gifto. I believe that's our chocobo. And yes, it is. So yes, this is Valentine Gift. He has never run any races. He has never won. So, oh, that's wonderful. But that's okay. That's okay. Just because they, never ran doesn't necessarily mean the genes aren't good. And up comes this interesting screen, though. We have the usual breeding area, which I believe he is also from Wind Hill. Yes, he is. I'm just taking a look. And Wind Hill is from Final Fantasy 8. I thought it was from 7. but it looks like it's from Final Fantasy VIII, if you're wondering. He's got a data screen. Now, at the bottom right side, that little square there, it just means the S is if it's male or female, A means its age, which we don't know, and the C is its color, which is yellow. Record is 0 wins and 0 races. It goes 0 races, 0 wins. But it's the data that I want to take a look at, and that is very important. And I will put up on the screen this information so you can follow along with me. Now, there are 2 parts to the data. The top part there, which are these kind of raised characters, and then the bottom part, which has characters in gray, red, and blue. Now, that top part is known as the first generation. So it's what, in this case, Valentine Gift. I'm trying to remember his name. Valentine Gift is good for. And the bottom one is the possible traits that he can pass on to the chocobo that we want to make. So let's take a look at that top part. So the top part, the first 2, we have, one is called the Zhang Zuo and the Duan Zuo. That's at least the Chinese for it. It just means like the advantages and then the shortcomings. Actually, the Zhang means like long, and then the Duan means short. So think of it that way. So yeah, obviously the first one is the advantages, and the second one the disadvantages. And there can be numerous ones on that list. And let me just take a look. First one can be adaptability, and that means determines how smooth the chocobo accelerates from the gate. The second one is leading speed, which represents the top speed achievable during a race. Then we have one that's endurance, which indicates the stamina and the ability to handle long-distance races. And then we have one called burst speed, which reflects on how fast the chocobo can sprint in the final stretch. And then we have sustainability, which determines how long the chocobo can maintain strong strides during the final stretch. We have acceleration, which shows how quickly the chocobo builds speed in the final surge. And we have determination, or guts, which measures how the spirits and persistence in close races. So you can see the advantage of our chocobo, and the advantage is burst speed, but its disadvantage is long distance racing. So, and I think you can sort of see where I'm going with if you look at that second list at the bottom. You might be able to guess if you know a bit of Chinese or if you know Japanese. Now, okay, so that's that. Now, the things underneath, there's 2 more. One is called Dirto, which is how well it does on dirt. And that is based on the triangle, double triangle. In this case, it means slightly disadvantaged. So it's not exactly the best on dirt. But it, you know, it could be better, but it could be worse. So it's kind of in the lower end. It goes double circle first, then circle, then this triangle, then X, and going from best to really bad. So what? Like it's a 3 out of 4, or not 3 out of 4. What am I saying? Basically, it's not the best. 2 out of 4, I guess, for lack of, or 3 out of 4, 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, whatever. It's low. Okay. And then beside that is the way its growth rate was, and it was a standard growth rate, which kind of surprised me because you'll see in a minute the second part. The gray, the red, and the blue. Gray means no effect. Blue means advantage. Red means disadvantage, except for the last one on that list, which means something a little bit different. And those are similar to the data at the top, which the first one means leading, or leading speed, which is the maximum speed achievable during a race. The second one is endurance, which determines the stamina adaptability at long courses. Then we have burst speed, which is the top speed reached during the final push towards the goal. We have sustainability, which is how long a chocobo can maintain strong strides in the final stretch. We also have determination, and determination is the competitive spirit and ability to win duels, or in this case, when you're neck and neck, right? Or the guts, they should say. We have adaptability, which is the smoothness in acceleration at the start of the race. And we also have acceleration, which means the speed gains during the final push or the final stretch of the race. And we also have temperament, which affects the race start, response, and the ability to handle pressure in major events. Yeah, you want to have good temperament, trust me, with in these games. If you don't, yeah. And the last one is growth type. And that determines if it is going to be a early peak, which is, in this case, red, or blue, which means a late bloomer. So, as you can see, I am going for an early peak because I want to make lots of money, see if I can win some early races. Don't get me wrong. If we can win. This game is pretty good with the money if you do the betting right, because this does have the bet option. And I'll be talking about that in the next episode. But for now, I just want to talk about the breeding side. So, yeah. So, what are we going to do? We are going to take a look here. Here are the two sire lines. I guess we'll see what she says about that. She's sort of going, yeah, we want the two of them to breed. And now this wants me to use, or giving me the option to use these special seeds or these fruits. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to show you that because it'll mess up this, because I have to cancel out and have to redo all this again. But yeah, there are these special little add-ons that you can you pay for. They're about 500 gil, a special fruit. Now I'm not sure what exactly they do, because I haven't found it yet in the player's guide. I think they just determine more of possibility of the breeding working right, or the color that you want or something. I'm not sure exactly what they do. So I'm not gonna show you these this time around. Maybe later on in the game I'll show you what they do. So go no. Yes, want to proceed. And there we go. We have the egg. Awesome. Okay. So now, as you can see, the coupling data there. And we're going to have to wait, I think, a year. I can't remember. I think it is a year. Just like the usual time, like in regular horse racing games. So we're going to get out of this screen. There we go. And like I said, it is slow. Even in the emulator, it is slow. So this, of course, not being emulator, but yeah. So let's bring up this menu again here. And I'll show you this stuff before we close up. So the first thing we got here is this advances us to the next week, which I'm not going to do. And if you hit the select button, it'll advance us to the next month. So we're not going to do that. This is a sub-menu that tells us about everything. This tells us about all of our feathers, all of our chocobo, which we only have. As you can see, we only have the one. So yeah, there you have it. There's not much. Oh, I think it... Does it also... No, this one doesn't do it. The next one does. This talks about our ranch and how our ranch is. So it tells us how much total male and female chocobo we have. They're different colors. The G1s and the 2s and the 3s that we've won. Talks about that as well. Which is all 0 because we haven't done anything yet. This one I think is something to do with the memory card. It's grayed out, so we can't. This is options. These options... oh, no, sorry. These aren't options. What am I saying? This is the program. I can't read my kanji. So this shows the various races that are available. Kind of similar to Disc Derby, if you saw that. You click on one. It gives us info. How much you can win. It's open to male, female. We'll look at that in a later episode when we start booking races. Again, waiting for it to load. This shows us those male chocobo that we have available, the ones that with the fee. This is, I believe, the top 50. I'm not sure why. I think this is by alphabetical order. That's why. Right. Oh, yeah, Kakuku. Yeah, that's what it is. It's alphabetical, I think. And these are for your own chocobo, so if you have your own. Because you want to start your own breeding and stuff. And that kind of thing you have to watch out for inbreeding, and you got to watch out for nicks. And we'll talk more about that as I progress through the game. So let's get out of that if we can. There we go. And this here will allow us to move our Chocobo to and from our pocket station. And yeah, like I said, I'll show you that when I show you the pocket station in a future episode. So let's get out of that. Now, the second one here, this takes us to the races. This one takes us to another menu, which I'll show in a minute, but I want to show this. This is just the options. Options of, you can have stereo or mono. You can have the speed of the messages, which we'll just keep it at putong, which is just regular speed. I guess I could slow it down. You can speed it up. We'll just keep it regular. And these just say if we want to have the weekly messages come up and the monthly ones, which we'll keep. So, because, you know what, why not? Yeah, it's all part of the game, right? The last one on there is when we finish, we can do the save, and we'll do that at the end, but I got to go to this area next. So this area here gives us another menu, and this is our farm. Now, the first one takes us back to that menu where the ranch is. The second one here talks about for construction of things for the farm. We buy and we can build things, and I'll show that in a minute. And this takes us to a menu about the rules and all that kind of stuff. So, for example, I believe this one takes us to the world map, which is really cool. So it shows you the different places you can go to, and can even show you the track. I mean, this is really cool. You can flip it around. That's awesome. Back in the day, this would have been really awesome. I mean, nowadays, like, it's not bad. But back in the day, man, you're 1999. Oh, wow, look what we can do, right? So this is pretty cool. So yeah, it talks about the various tracks. You can look at them. Well, that's interesting. It didn't really show up. I wonder if that was on purpose. Maybe it is. I guess because it's in the air. That would make sense because it's in the air. That's kind of weird, though. What do we got here? It's in the volcano or the mountain. We've got sort of the king one. That's pretty cool. And we've got kind of a volcano one, I guess. Yeah, that's the volcano one. I'm not sure. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that in a future episode. But for now, I just want to show that. Yeah, see, as I showed you, it's slow sometimes, the loading. This is the rules of the Chocobo Racing Association. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Well, I mean, yeah, you can look at them. Each page loads and loads and loads. So, yeah, I won't go through all of that. But it shows you the rules. 11 pages of it. So that's pretty cool. You can translate that if you want. If you decide to play the game. This talks about breeding and bloodlines. I believe this one talks about the Nicks. One of them talks about Nicks, and one of them talks about inbreeding. Yeah, I believe this is inbreeding. Yeah, and this is the Nicks. And again, I should do a video on that, but I haven't done that yet. I'm working on it, though, and that'll probably come out soon, I hope. Yeah, I said that about 6 months ago. Okay, let's get out of that. And this one just talks about the various, but it's in Japanese, so I'm not going to show it. This talks about what you can build and what it does for your farm. But we're going to get out of that. And I will show it to you this way. Because these three menu items, this shows you what you can build. This, I believe, shows you to upgrade them, because some of them can be upgraded. And this can tear them down. So I don't know why you want to tear them down, but I guess you could. So yeah, we've got the pool. This is for pool training, so you still have to build that. We got slope for slope training, so you still got to build that too. We got the spa. That is for faster resting of your Chocobo. We got the clinic when they're injured, so we have to build one of those. So we make sure we got to get all that stuff. And this is good to try to get all this in place before you really start racing, right? This is an oasis, and this is a tree. And generally, you put those two together in one spot on the map, on your little farm area here, on a plot of land. And there's a reason for it. Because the two of them together will help you get wild Chocobo. And you can find wild Chocobo in around the oasis, around the forest, around the trees. You can also find them in the real world using your pocket station. And that is something I will show you when I get to the pocket station. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, and it's always cool because you can get a lot of wild chocobo. And generally the rule is the more expensive the chocobo, the more valuable they are, in the sense of they're good. You just got to figure out what they're good at. So, but yeah, it's another way to get chocobo for your races. So you don't just have to breed them; you can find them that way. The other thing is the speaker. The speaker, yes. I do not like this music. It's fun. It is nice music. You might like it, but after a while. Yeah, I actually would prefer the start music that we had when we were just before we got into making our ranch. That music was pretty cool than this. I would have preferred that. But you can change it once you buy this. I can actually buy it right now, but I need the money to make money. So, which again, next episode. And in this case, you can actually change the background music to just birds chirping, which is what I'll probably end up doing. Unless there's another kind of music that I like. I generally just keep the ranch at a nice, quiet ranch. So, but yeah, there's the speaker. And then we have a farm, and this, you can, obviously make food and crops. And you can actually sell those crops, and you actually make a profit off of those once you get the farm up to a high level. Because these can be upgraded, as you can see. That says level 1 on it, right? And the shop can also be upgraded. And I believe the shop is used to buy things that will help your chocobo, but I'm not too sure. I forgot about the shop. But again, you can upgrade that as well. So, and I think maybe the shop is also for selling merchandise. Is it? I think you make money from the shop. People come and they buy your stuff. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. And then we're back to the pool again. So yeah, pool, slope, spa. Spa you can upgrade. Clinic, 1 time. Oasis, 1 time. Tree, 1 time. Speaker, 1 time. You can upgrade the farm. You can also upgrade the shop. So there you have it. Okay, let's get out of this message. And yeah, we'll go back to this menu here. Or not. That just shows what the farm looks like. Oh, you can see it if you want. There you go again. So, and you can place them in any spot. Like generally, I like to place the background music. I'll probably place it further down at the bottom. To the left by that river there, I'll probably put the lake and the pond, is it? And the tree. I haven't decided yet. We'll see when I start getting those things. But yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the main menu. If it lets me. That's not what I want. I'm not going to do any construction. There we go. Main menu. Okay. And so that's it. Yeah. We're going to save the game. Should I show you? It takes a while to do the save. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the save. Let's show you that save. Here we go. Yes, I want to save the game. And yeah, first memory card. And yes, we will save that. So this might take a few moments. So there you have it. That is the first episode of Chocobo Stallion. In the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the races. I'm going to show you how to make money. And hopefully, I'll show you just a few races, that kind of thing. And then, because it takes a while before our Chocobo becomes born, I'll probably not do month by month like I did with other episodes. Or, as I see, I'm still trying to save. This is how long it takes to save, right? Just wanted to show you. There you go. It said it finished saving. I'm not going to push the button, though, because it'll take us back to the opening screen again, the opening video. So, yeah, I'll show you how to do that. I don't know how long I'm going to do this Let's Play. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I have the player's guide. I'm going to show you how to do certain things. I might just do editing and just show you the really cool stuff that happens. Because a lot of these games could take a lot of hours. I've seen Let's Plays on this and Derby Stallion, and they can last hours and hours and hours. And to be honest, I don't even watch that much. I generally just look for the highlights, when they do the races, or I see how they train, that kind of thing. And I'll show you that kind of stuff in a future episode. Well, there you have it. First episode down, 1,000 more to go. But thank you very, very much for watching. And please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if there's any horse racing games you'd like to see. And yeah, maybe I can do that on the channel as well. And again, please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next episode.